I want to take a minute and talk about why we practice. Why learn this? What's the point? We all know that life can feel like a perpetual struggle. Even though we experience moments of happiness or pleasure, maybe sharing time with a friend or indulging in your senses, like devouring an entire cake, or experiencing the intensity of an orgasm. But when it's over, we end up right back on the struggle bus. We are lost, we're confused, we're dissatisfied. We all suffer from what I like to call if then isms. If I had more money, then life would be easier. If I could eat better and exercise more, then I would be healthier and happier. If I weren't so stupid, then this would have never happened. If I had chosen a different career path, then I would be happier. So we become almost obsessive about why we're unhappy. And then we start to search for things that we wish we could change in and around our lives to alleviate our suffering. So we believe something would bring us happiness and peace. But when we finally attain that thing that we believe we're missing, that one thing that surely would bring everlasting happiness, peace, and joy, we get it for a moment, but it's fleeting. Or that thing happens, and we inevitably find that it was not the key to everlasting happiness. Go figure. Eventually, we are faced with some kind of disaster or unfortunate circumstance, usually something beyond our control. Maybe a friend or a family member dies, or the basement floods, or your marriage is falling apart. But what about that thing that was supposed to make you happy? So, of course, that joy is gone in a flash, and we end up right back where we started, dissecting our lives and more if thenisms. So, why does this happen? To put it very simply, it is the result of our deep seated mental conditioning. From the moment we are born, we experience this desire for comfort and ease. This is our basic survival mechanism as biological beings. We hunger for comfort and despise discomfort like pain and fear. So when we were babies, we would cry when we were hungry, when we'd have gas, wanted to be picked up or put down. And this created a pervasive feedback loop that we've carried with us ever since. So when we don't attain or achieve this thing that we believe is going to bring us comfort or eliminate our discomfort, we become frustrated, annoyed, and we even get angry. You might say that we turn into giant children who throw temper tantrums. So when these emotions are present, then peace and everlasting happiness becomes elusive. So what can we do about this? Well, we can start by unraveling this conditionality bit by bit, moment by moment, by bringing the unconscious to the forefront of consciousness. So we've all experienced moments of immense clarity, every one of us. At some point, you have become aware of the monotony of daily life, and it's probably comfortably chaotic. So you might pride yourself on your ability to maintain this cool, calm, and collected exterior. And your friends and family members might even comment on how well you keep things together, despite whatever it is that you're going through. But internally, you sense that life is caving in on you. And at some point, you have noticed this happening and you ask, what the fuck am I doing with my life? You recognize now that you can't seem to get off this emotionally charged merry-go-round. And that's not your fault because in Western culture, the ability to hold it all together is really celebrated. We've learned how to bury our feelings to deal with later. We distract ourselves with goals. Of course, these are more if thenisms. And some people use substances to numb the pain. I was one of those. I want to reassure you that, again, there's nothing inherently wrong with you. These are just hard truths about what it is to be human. All of this, of course, sounds a bit pessimistic and dark, but every single one of the things that I have mentioned are actual real examples from my own life. And I'm willing to bet that your experiences are not super dissimilar. So I do have really good news. There is an antidote to these dissatisfactions of life, and that is what I'm here to teach you. Again, it is called mindfulness, and it was first taught by a guy you may have heard of. You will learn a bit more about the history of this practice in the next video.